Martin, thank you very much for joining us on day two of the exhibition. First off, I wanted to ask you about day one. How have you found it so far?
Okay, thanks, Dan. It has been such a pleasure. I mean, it's a positive vibe. Many people come to see us, and we have interesting discussions and good leads to follow up on. So, an absolute pleasure to be here in Manchester.
So ABB are one of the big players in the technology market. Can you give us some real life examples of how ABB's technology is influencing the global offshore wind market?
I can. I mean, we have supplied components to more than 50,000 turbines since the beginning of the wind industry. So we have been there. But more recently, we see more energy carriers melting together. So, for example, we are providing the energy management to Equinor's high wind Tampen scheme, where you integrate 88 megawatts of floating offshore wind to some existing oil platforms, really to reduce your emissions, but also learning how to run an offshore process with intermittent power, which will be very important now in the future, where we will have other processing than just processing oil and gas. For example, enabling hydrogen production offshore.
So you'll be integrating that into other energy sources?
Yes, exactly. And we could provide certain solutions, but more so the software to orchestrate all of this in a good way for the clients.
This is in Norway. Do you have any plans to do any of the offshore wind farms on the UK side of things?
Definitely. I mean, we are already engaged in the Dogger Bank, providing systems and products that enable safe and energy efficient operations of those assets. For example, really putting the operator in the position to operate with as low manning as possible, so the people can be home with their families instead at sea in a stormy North Sea.
Cost-effective solutions always very much welcomed, especially in this day and age. So lastly, what about your future plans for ABB and what can we expect over the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, as many of our clients would know, we have a subsea power portfolio that mainly has been used in oil and gas applications. We are now very ready to deploy these solutions into the wind industry. We think it could be a huge game changer, driving down costs and efficiencies. If you could put a lot of the power infrastructure on the seabed instead of on a costly bottom fixed or floating substation.
Very interesting. We will look forward to seeing that in action. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you. Same to you.